Hi guys, how's it going? I'm excited because today is Friday and it actually makes a difference because I'm off tomorrow. Gotta go back to work on Sunday, but at least I'm off tomorrow, which means I can feel excited about this Friday. But anyway, today I am going to talk about something that to this day sort of applies to me, but little by little I am working at it, and it is living as a shy person. Let's see. To start, making eye contact with complete strangers when you are not on duty is the most frightening thing that happens when you're out and about. Because when you're wearing a uniform, you're working for a company, you know what you're doing, you know the procedures, you know what to expect, you have an idea as to where the conversations are going to go. But when you are what I like to call civilian mode, it's like, wow, people are people, and people can be scary sometimes because since you don't know them, you're not conducting business, it's like you don't know what to expect from them. But over the years, I have learned that people are far more nicer than we give them credit for. Yeah, there are some people out there who do crazy things, but I think that's everybody. But some display such craziness in less shy manners than others. But anyways, I've always said I like working with people, and thanks to the job that I have, which is customer service, I have been able to put myself out there and improve my skills. And of course, each day is a learning experience, and I have much more to improve in, and I'm looking forward to it. Additionally, you're always making sure that you stand or find a seat always at the very back of a crowd and in a corner, because the corner at least shuts you off from two sides and you have to be less aware of your surroundings. Unless you don't have a wall immediately behind you, then that's kind of going to compromise you a bit. But yeah, I always found myself just sitting in the back, and I think it's really the way I was brought up, because when I was younger, I happened to be either the tallest or amongst the tallest folks in the classroom. So I would always get sent to the back. However, by 7th grade, I started wearing glasses, which means I had to keep getting closer and closer and closer to the front. So that helped a bit to make myself a little more exposed, because some people were like, oh, Zamar is in our class. When did this happen? So I'm like, yeah, I've been in this class. You just don't see me because A, I don't talk, B, I pay attention, and C, I like to be in the back. But especially during math classes toward the end of high school, I just had to sit super close to the front because I needed to make sure that the notes I was writing down was truly what my eyes were seeing. And a lot of times I would know what I have to write down because I would calculate the first part and then get my result, and I'm like, wow, if I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't know what I was supposed to write down. But anyway, let's see what else. Oh, there is no way that you will ask someone to hang out with you. It's either you are cordially invited, or if not, you're just the lone wolf. And for me, it's really two things. Sometimes I just need to be by myself. And other times, when I get bored of being by myself, I'm like, gee, I wish somebody would just ask me out, you know? But other times it's like, gee, I wish I knew of someone who I could be safe asking out. Like those days that I don't feel like being by myself, such as my days off, oh God, they suck. Because I need to figure out ways to keep myself busy. And the stuff that used to appeal to me when I was younger no longer does, which was video games. That is an immense shocker. Video games do not appeal to me. I'm saying that. Video games do not appeal to me anymore. I'm saying that. At any rate. And yeah, I could maybe work on the mess that surrounds me in my room. But who wants to spend their day off doing things that resemble working, which is, cleaning and keeping stuff straight? I mean, you should do it just because it's a healthy thing to do at your home. But for me, working with clothes is boring. Working with organizing things is just boring. And I refuse to invest my day off in such uninteresting ways. At any rate, eventually I'll get to it. And when I get to it, I will show you guys. For my own record, too. You're also not very good contributing to a conversation voluntarily. It's like you get dragged into it, but then you find out that you have expertise, and then you never even knew that you had that expertise, but then you had, based on the audience's response, figure that out. Like, a lot of people go, oh, you're actually funnier than I thought. Like, you actually have a great humor to you. Like, I had no idea you could be this hilarious. And I'm like, I had no idea either until you said something. Because I spend so much time alone that it's like what I say sounds like what's normal for me to say. I don't expect for it to have any type of humor attached to it. Maybe I don't even know how I have sense of humor. I just don't. I guess you either have it or you don't. So that would be a good topic to discuss in the future, actually. Sense of humor. At any rate. But yeah, based on the way the people who listen to you respond, you find out so much about yourself. I'm like, what? Really? You find me nice? You find me dope? You find me cool? But do you know how scared of talking I am on a regular basis? You probably don't. But at least now, presently, I feel so much more confident. Like, heck, look at what I'm doing. I am creating a video, putting it out there in the public. Maybe it'll get a lot of views, maybe it won't. But I'm not scared of having my content found and featuring myself. I think that is a big step. So I'm going to give myself lots of credit for that. Additionally, you tend to be forever grateful for inventions that own your attention, even though it may be annoying other people. And cell phones is definitely one of them. That way, you can go about your life in public. For instance, waiting at the airport, food to be ready when you ordered it at a restaurant, and then customer service lines. Like when I have the misfortune of needing to return something and then the place is crowded, it's like I can just wait because I have, stuff to read on the infinite internet. And then, so yeah, I cannot even begin to count the number of occasions my phone has saved me from awkward situations. So even though sometimes I curse upon it, especially when I'm at work and someone's attention is divided between the phone and myself, I believe I make a responsible use of the phone. So yeah, that's why I'm grateful that I have such a thing with me at all times. Then when your friends introduce you to a friend of theirs and you just absolutely don't know how to handle it, it's like, what? You're introducing me? Why? I'm not important. You only chill out with me a few hours of the day maybe. And then suddenly you're like presenting me to someone. It's like, wow. how do you react to that? I don't know. I want to be like, hello, yeah, I'm so and so, but it's still weird to this day. Last year, um, over the summer, there was a very lamentable event that took place, and I had to assist. And I was meeting the family of those involved, and I was being introduced to a massive number of people. And like, it felt internally, it felt like you get a little tight sensation in your chest because you're nervous, you don't want to be ridiculous, but you don't want to be rude either. So I think I stress out about how am I sounding, how am I looking. But then I say, you know what, let me just be natural, let me just be normal, because I'm not getting in trouble all the time. So that can't mean that I don't know how to behave. So that tends to relax me a bit, but sometimes it's, oh, please don't put me in that situation. Anyways, and then you're never comfortable in crowded places, and people must be at least 3 feet away from you. The other day, this was like 3 Saturdays ago, we went to Charlotte, and then we stopped real quick at this place called the Cheesecake Factory. That place is always jumping. And dang, there are only 2 sets of doors, and that's ridiculous because people trying to get out of there, it seemed like they were about to run over you. And that made me so incredibly nervous. I totally wrapped my arms around my companion because otherwise I would not have been able to handle that. People were like all over me, and I avoided them touching me at all costs. Unless I know you, I'm not comfortable with strangers touching me. So yeah, it's just, I guess it's a safety type of thing because I've seen odd stuff happen, and not necessarily inappropriate, but my safety is always first in my mind. That's all. And being surrounded by a lot of people, you feel overpowered, and that makes you go into a defensive response. I don't ask to react that way, it's just nature. And I guess it's also my upbringing. Mom was always telling me tips on how to keep myself extra safe when I'm out there. So, anyway. And then your conversations are mostly carried in inside voices. Like when I first started working in customer service, my leaders would get on me a lot about you need to speak louder and this and that. And I'm like, I don't need to speak louder. What I need to do is approach the person a little more and keep a friendly tone and just speak in a tone that's audible. And if for some reason the music in the background is louder, or it's the holiday season where there's just a sea of people and they're all making noise, then that's when I make an exception and I raise my voice a little bit. I make adaptations based on the situation. So, because my problem is I want to learn how to project, because I have a tendency of when I want to speak louder, I sound like I'm shouting, and I never intend to sound really disrespectful. And that's why I keep my voice to myself. And transactions are something personal too. I don't think I should be shouting out loud what someone's total is supposed to be. So anyway. And to conclude, because I can't think of anything else really, whoever you're with does all the talking. Like when I go to the gym, I'm always going as someone's guest. So they're the ones who do all the talking. They're the ones who, greet back. And I do greet back, but I don't try to make myself be known for my presence. Like I say, hey, how's it going? And you too, have a nice day. or whatever, but me trying to initiate a conversation, even though I am a frequent shopper or I'm a regular at some place, no. I'm not yet in that stage to where I'm comfortable doing that, but I have faith that eventually I will. All right. And that brings this topic to its conclusion. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you soon.